Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter. And the question I've asked before is that, is it fair in 2024 to still make a man be responsible for 100%, knowing that women are educated more today and they're able to work and provide? Should it still be a choice, or should it be mandated for a father or a husband to be 100% in charge of every bill? That's the conversation. Is it fair on them? So, yeah, go ahead, Mariam.
Okay. So for me, right, I don't know if I should call it unfairness, because it has to be, you have to see this individually. Because if it's a sole provider sort of situation where he takes on the traditional role, there's the role that the wife takes. So there's a compensation for whatever it is that you're bringing to the table. So I'm out there, I'm the hunter, I'm at war, but when I come home, I am taken care of. Everything about the home, I don't even need to lift a finger, it is done. You know, I come home and I come to my peace. So that's the conversation. So that is almost like a 50-50 in such a way that I bring this part of the, you know, this part into the relationship, she provides this part. Now, where we are today is the 50-50 financial responsibility. Yeah, that is also fair if it is an agreement and both of you play the part of, you bring the responsibility as well as the compensation. You recognize, okay, my wife is going out to work. So the time to be at home to do some of those house chores and things like that, she may not have that time. So, and because you recognize this, because she's also providing financially, she's going out, you know, you're able to make adjustments around that. So there's a fairness in that, you know. So it depends on your home. But the situation, the thing is, you have to make sure that it is fair, however you decide to separate it. The problem we are talking about here today is those people, whether the man or the woman, that take advantage of an agreement, you know, and try to only get from it without adding to it.
Okay. I'll come to you, Bovi. There's a question I want to have in my head, but let me take this call first from Favor. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello,
Favor.
good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Concerning the topic, it's a really, really trending thing now in Nigeria. Guys really don't want to work again. They leave it for the ladies, saying ladies are the ones supposed to be the ones feeding the family. Meanwhile, they want to go in between your legs. So that trend, I think, in Nigeria should just has to stop, because I remember my mom when she was alive. It was as if she was the one taking care of everything. And if she fails to, you know, do the normal wife stuff, my dad will beat the hell out of her. And so you see, even the trend now is something else. To my perspective, after that, I don't think of getting married for now.
Wow. Interesting, Favor. Thank you. Thank you very much, Favor. The question I had in my head, a woman is a high flyer. She's a top executive in a bank. She's making serious money, right? And okay, her husband, they started off, he's not doing very well. He's not able to get his business together. She still loves and respects him. But now, through her influence, he's able to get small contracts here and there, but he's just small. Now, he's doing his best. Now, maybe he's unable to take care of the children because he never knew how to. He cannot cook because he was not taught how to. So the best he can do really is to be available to encourage when she comes from work, oh, welcome back, you know, just be talking and just, because he doesn't need to hustle, because you're making enough. And also, me too, I can make small change through your influence as a top executive. I can get small contracts with them. So there's also money coming, and we are okay. So why are you stressing the man to still hustle?
No, we're not there for their house.
Why you not?
No, Bobby should answer. But we know that their house is between. No, Maria, this conversation is. Kanayo didn't say this thing because he just wanted to start a conversation.
It's because
from his age and his perspective, he will see women that are dying under the weight of what they are carrying right now, and be like, "Why did you start this? What did you think when you agreed to this in the first place?" Because a man will come and say, that has always been the rule in our house. The story I shared of my friend with the 12 years marriage is that he said that's the rule, and do you need it?
I didn't lie to her
because she got promoted twice, and it was like, in this marriage you've gotten promoted twice, and you're already due for another promotion. So why are we changing it? And he doesn't know that for her to carry certain weight all on her own, especially those kind of treatments, it's killing her.
So women enjoy it.
So from what Bovi said is that what he's trying to say is that providing is part of a man's masculinity. It helps with his ego. It helps to push him. It helps to do everything for him. I know of a woman that is at the executive
level. That's not the generalization. Some men might not be interested.
No, but we have
most
said
men,
it.
we're talking about
There's an
exceptions to
evolution
There are
every
exceptions to every rule.
Exceptions to, but
So I know of a
think
woman that-
generally speaking, the man is the provider. However, if the woman, like I said earlier, her passion has pushed her to the point where she can provide.
Yes.
You must recognize that power in the woman. I'm coming back to what you were asking me now. If the man is domesticated and he's okay and they are happy, it's her power, her money, her power. Either way, right?
So she go, they cry, they
as
spend
long
her
as, so let me go back a bit. I like a man who provides. That is what is cultural to me. However, if your woman is ambitious, then you have to find a middle ground. I can be providing everything I'm supposed to provide in my home. I actually provide everything. And I tell my wife, what's your passion? Oh, this is my passion, and she's doing it. There are times she has said, oh, let me pay for this. I'm like, but I have it covered. And she's like, so what's my money for? I say, enjoyment. Surprise me. Buy me a gift. Do this and do that. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We must understand that patterns create habits.
Okay.
If your wife is working, two of you graduated, and she gets a job before you, and you are chill, and she's growing, and you are chill, then you start making money. You told that story.
Yes.
The guy spoke the truth. I'm not saying we should encourage it, but he was not used to it because she let him for too long. He was
Why are we
lazy.
complaining? Because we have enough money to run the home. So why are women complaining? If the man is, at least he's there. He's available.
because
Women, why should he break the marriage?
we
When
flip
when
it?
she finally says, I want this to change, a serious man will think, oh, this is sound serious, except you want to repay her sacrifice with wickedness. Because I don't expect it to break the marriage, you know?
But what I'm driving at, please hear me. We are raised as women to enable. Like when your husband doesn't have, you to do now. Don't let anybody know that you're not paying school fees.
know that.
Don't let anybody. That's how we're raised. Now we are complaining because we have raised these men to be at home because now we're not just hiding the school fees. We are now becoming high flyers. We're not becoming high flyers.
Morale, you're
raised.
mixing it up.
Oh,
Can I say something? I think you're mixing it up. Let's even look at it traditionally, what we're used to, where the man provides and the woman is provided for, right? And she does the house things. But there have been times, even in that traditional setting, that the man is unable to meet some needs. And she has to change her role a bit to help during that period. We're talking of people. We're talking of the other way around, where the man does not think he needs to
Do something.
to do anything or change anything.
And that's
because
simply wrong.
You know, it's wrong. And that has nothing to do with whether you're a man or a woman. As a human being, if someone is taking up some part of the responsibility, what role are you playing to meet the person halfway? It doesn't always have to be about money. Because whether you like it or not, there are some men, there are some marriages where the women will earn more than their husbands. But what are the husbands doing so that it's not such a heavy burden? Even men that are making a lot of money and everything, there's sometimes they complain about a wife who is not playing her own part. They'll say, I'm not even asking you to bring any money. But when I come home,
my house should be
is
clean,
it a safe place? Are my children going to school on time? Are their uniforms neat? You know, things like that. So it's about human beings now. But in this case, particularly, some men who have decided that they are going to be scamming women. Because for me, it's just scamming.
Yes.
Let me take David. I'll come to you. David, thanks for calling. You're live.
I like your point of view, Morayo. You have been very spot on. But the guests and the other ladies in the house are not picking on what you are pointing out. This your show will be shown in 40, 30 years' time. The studio will look old school. With you people with gray hair and mothers, grandmas, then I know you are mothers now. But what I'm saying is that we are not talking about your generation here. You are not like tempted. Your generation, because you understand, you came from a family that, that you need to share your experience. Your parents' experience, when you are growing up, what you learn from them, you are taking it into your day-to-day activities today. But what I'm trying to say is that the generations of ladies that is out now, they are not in your own shoes. They are not your categories. Don't cite your experience as an example. The new generation of ladies outside now are they are also a gold digger. We are not looking at that. But girls are also waking up to fight back, to also demand. It's not about passion, as Bobby said. It's not about passion for, I have a passion. It's a responsibility for ladies also to work. We are not talking about passion. Maybe because your wife has a passion for doing something, that is why he has to do it. No.
Okay, thank you very much. Number 2 has been holding
Yeah, so what I wanted to say was that, okay, so I know of a family, a man, the wife does better than him. She's in a very big place. She earns so much money more than him. But he makes sure that he provides everything within his own. He tells her that if you feel like contributing, contribute. But I am the one going to take care of everything in the house, according to his level. They're not, she can afford to buy, to rent a very big house for them to stay. But he said, this is what he can afford. We're going to stay in this, our 2-bedroom, and manage it. And that's how it is. Well. And there's so much respect in the home. So once in a while, she brings in some stuff and puts in the house. Sometimes you don't have to say, okay, bring 50-50. On your own, even when the man brings everything to the table, the woman, if she has feelings, she sees all these things. She sees how much he works and all. She will bring in her own. She will bring in, sometimes she will chip in, she will buy some things, and he will even know that she's buying all these things for the house. So it doesn't have to be spelled out like, okay, let's come out. You bring this, you bring this. You understand? Somehow, you see it will work out like that.
And I'll come to you in a second, because in that traditional role, men have committed suicide because they had to be the ones to do everything by themselves. We had fathers who, they did everything, they sold their businesses just to continue the home and maintain the home. We don't have data to have that, to know how many men who went into depression just because of these things. Now, the roles, as I use the word evolution, has gradually shifted, where now it's the women. We are more enlightened, we are reading, we are going to school, because many of them, the roles are flipped, and now women are now complaining. No, we need to go back to traditional role. And some people are saying, okay, the compromise is, let's do 50-50. We can't consider traditional role. It's where a man is handling everything. It is unfair. Yes, it's traditional, but it's also a stress. Don't you think?
If I'm providing everything in my home, everybody's comfortable. The last one thing that can tick me off is if I come home and my wife says there's no tissue. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Then I will feel stressed.
Yeah.
Because it's tissue. So contribution comes in different forms. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Yes. A man can be stressed out because of as little things as this, basically. But bringing a spreadsheet and saying, this is the one I will do, this is the one you will do. I'm sorry, from my perspective as a man, you are emasculating yourself in the process. But these things are not clear like night and day, black and white. That's the truth. The example you gave just now, that doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
If I'm in a situation where my wife earns more than me, yes, I would want to provide everything the house needs. But if her purse can make us move to a better place,
yes,
I will accept it because I'm an ambitious man. I'm not functioning every day with the mindset of this is how it's going to be. It's 500,000 naira we use every month. It must be 500,000. Right.
Because she's Muslim, and I want to assume she's thinking how we think. So the Quran spells that a man is sole provider, protector of his home. If you don't do it within your means, you might get overwhelmed trying to do it to meet her tastes. It's also encouraged in Islam to marry within your class. So you don't take a girl from Dangote's family and force her to come to
adjust.
But if your means is you can afford a house in Mushin, for instance, she cannot insist because she can afford a house in Lekki that you start to meet up Lekki. That will be stress. That's the stress Morayo's example is giving. If she chooses to marry down, she's okay to live within your means. Her excess can bring some comfort within your means so that the rent no go due. You will come there and think, say, how do I make 20 million for a duplex in Lekki? I don't know whether you follow me.
I do.
So within your means ensures that you're never stressed and she can enjoy certain excesses from what she earns.
Let me take Solomon. Yeah. Solomon's holding. Good morning, Solomon. You're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Lady. Yes, sir. I want to just chip in my little contribution concerning the topic on ground. Number one is that the way it started is when they are in courtship. These days, courtship has been made to be like a time to just while away, go to BC, go to ET or whatever. Courtship time is a time of serious discussion about the home they want to build. When people fail in really putting things on the table while in courtship, they have this kind of issue we're discussing now. It's in the courtship we discuss how your home is going to be run. What kind of account are you going to keep? Who is going to be responsible for this? Who is going to be responsible for this? Now, when you dish out responsibilities like that, that does not say when the need arises that any one of you can support. That doesn't rule it out. That I have a role to play does not mean that that must be my role and I must play it even when I don't have the capacity. So the second person must be able to...
Oh, I lost that.
No, I hear this courtship. Yes, he says a lot of conversations concerning marriage has to be done during courtship. And so maybe some of these issues will not be a
marriage,
problem.
some things happen inside the marriage now.
Yes.
That a man is a provider doesn't mean when he can't afford to provide,
Yes.
he doesn't get the help
Yes,
he needs.
he said
And
that.
when a woman is a nurturer, doesn't mean that when the baby is ill and she's not available, that the man cannot one baby and change that.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with him mostly. But, you know, a lot of people say this courtship is when you discuss a lot of things. But as we know with life, a lot of things changes. For some people, got married in your 20s. It's sort of when you are in your 40s, when you are, it's very far from where you started off. Life will keep changing. So it's not really about sitting down and specifying the roles and everything. It's that you hope that you have mindset, that you are working on this mindset, that you have a vision for yourself, and that you have a mindset of where teammates will help each other. Because to specify roles and whatever, if you now find yourself in a situation where those roles don't quite fit, you know, then what happens? So I'm just saying, yes, there are some conversations during courtship, but life continues. So you keep having conversations even in marriage. But, you know, I feel like there's a false narrative here, which is many men have died or committed suicide because they have carried on, you know, their family responsibility. I feel it's too general to place, because I also know of many men who take pride in the fact that they have taken care of families. In fact, what has killed them is unable to do, you know, for their family. They want to do it. They want to say that I provided, I put my children through school, I did that and I did this. So there is really pride for men, you know, to provide. Even the younger men that we're talking about now, what we hear, for those that they say they meet one successful lady and they take her money, usually you hear they take her money to go and help one small on the side. So it's really about, he takes pride in helping, in wanting to do something and provide for someone. For me, I think this conversation is really about what to look out for when you are choosing a person or a partner. What are the qualities that you should look out for? What are the things that should be red flags for us when we're looking for a partner? So for me, for me, that is where I would like for this conversation to lead, so that we make better decisions, even as individuals, as the men as well. They may see something that just trending and think that that's the way that a man should behave. Maybe if they also hear this conversation, they'll realize, okay, if I'm like this and like this, it makes me this sort of man. But if I'm this way and I do this, it makes me a certain type of person. So,
all right, let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we'll take a few comments and then we'll go to your interview. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.